and welcome to Mortals and Portals, a Pathfinder real play podcast. I am your host and GM, Zach, and joining me at the table is...
Adam, and I play Jules, an Azarketi Bard.
I'm Joel, and I play Dax, a kobold rogue.
Ryan, or Ryu, tiefling magus.
And
Well,
Darren.
it needs to be sensual. You gotta match it.
You can do it, buddy.
Come on, bud. He's laughing right now. Come
I
on,
really wanted to say.
Give us your best
Never
shot.
mind.
You look like you have to sneeze.
Taryn and I play Walt's a human champion.
Yeah,
Good
that was still
job.
sensual. Good job, Darren. You just have such a cool
Yeah.
voice. It still worked out. Hey, sorry about that. Our intros are getting worse, I can tell. Hey, welcome back. Last time on Mortals and Portals, the party had a conversation with Sindor, and he revealed all sorts of ominous things, like he wants to help the people of Keldora destroy themselves, whatever that means. And he offered the party a way to leave Nisserine unimpeded and without attacking them.
And we took him up on the offer.
Yeah, and now it's over. They're going to start a little farm and just kind of hang out. No, yeah, they rejected him in heroic fashion, and he said, very well, and then he conjured up some little plant creatures and magical vines and started attacking him. It was quite an ordeal. They were pretty formidable, pretty crazy, and eventually the party was able to wear them down and come out victorious. And then they rendezvoused, talked to Geldir, who showed up at a very opportunistic time, and decided to head out to Pagos. They grabbed some coats and crossed the threshold into the Arctic wasteland. And that is where we ended our session. So as usual, that is where we will start our session. So you guys cross this barrier one at a time. Geldir first, of course. The rest of you follow. Ryu, perhaps last, just following the auras before him. And Ryu crosses this barrier, and you guys notice he stops in place, winces, and maybe falls to one knee, and you guys turn around. And Ryan, would you like to describe what is going on with Ryu in this moment?
Sure. Ryu certainly doesn't understand what's going on in this moment, but what you can see is as he falls to a knee, maybe winces for a moment, is his white hair starts to change strand by strand into a jet black color, and his horns start changing into like a charcoal gray sort of color. And once it totally overcomes his hair and his horns, he stops wincing and he says, "God, it's cold here. Geldir, these jackets aren't doing anything."
Ryu, are you okay?
What the hell was that?
Your hair.
Didn't you
What
just
just
hear
happened?
me? I said I'm cold.
Your hair is black.
Mate, what's going on?
My hair? What does that have to do with anything right now?
It just changed colors. I've never seen that before.
It's worth noting that's not normal.
Some
I don't
kind of
understand
magic
what
trick.
game you guys are playing at.
Your hair was white and now it's black.
I'd say get him a mirror, but I don't suppose you can see now.
No, he's blind.
Very funny, Geldir.
You guys have known this guy longer than me. What's going on here?
Do you feel okay? I mean, other than the cold, do you feel any
I
different?
stand up and I maybe just brush some of the snow off of my knees. Of course I feel okay. Why are we wasting time?
Why did your hair change colors? Is that normal?
Again, I don't know what you're talking about.
We're telling you, your hair was white and now it's black.
Fellas, I don't think he understands what's going on.
That makes two of us.
Ryu, I'm telling you that your hair is black now.
I'm telling you, Jules, that this is really starting to get on my nerves. I'd prefer it if we just moved on.
I was just about to say you seem more agitated as well. Okay. Let's move on. I'll
Hey,
kind of keep an eye on him,
Does
though.
Toriel have anything in that little book of yours about that?
Dax will take out the book and start flipping through pages, kind of helplessly. I mean, I'm not imagining there's going to be anything in there, but I don't think so. I'm not seeing anything.
Yeah, of course, as you're flipping through the pages, you just see very standard medical advice. Really nothing about odd magical transformations such as this.
I mean, Ryu, if you're otherwise feeling okay, why don't we just, we'll make a note of it. We'll keep an eye on you, and if you start feeling different at all, you let us know.
I feel fine.
Okay.
Well, does anyone else want to completely change what they look like?
No, I think I think we're all right to keep moving.
All right. Yeah, keep an eye on him. Anyways, he turns around and starts walking.
Ryu'll give a shiver and fluff his coat and shrug his shoulders tight together and follow.
I'm going to be looking out for any source of water, even if it's like a frozen lake or something. Just keeping an eye out for that.
Gotcha.
I will kind of hurry up my pace to catch up with Waltz and quietly say, hey, Waltz.
What's up, buddy?
Try to be a little quiet here, but I noticed while we were talking to Sindor that Geldir was using some gestures that originally come from Drakus. The kobolds use them. It's a form of leaving messages, secrets that others wouldn't be able to pick up. And he was gesturing to Sindor that he's a saboteur, which, I mean, I know we already didn't trust him, but that just confirms to me that there's more going on. I don't think we can trust him at all.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's important, though, that we maintain the image that we haven't changed either, so
Absolutely.
maybe we keep this between us for now, like you said, and just keep an eye out. Let's see what happens.
Mhm.
I seem to be maybe the only one out here who is decent with this terrain and this climate, so I think I'm going to drop back a little bit to keep an eye on everybody. All right, buddy?
I think that's a great idea. Thanks, bud.
All right. Keep an eye on our friend Gelly up there, will you?
You got it.
All right. And I'll drop back just kind of slowly behind everybody and just try and keep an eye on the rest of the party and kind of perceive everything that's going on around us every now and then, kind of checking behind us.
Yeah, Dax is going to assume the scout, role that he's kind of all about, his scout dedication, and be just keeping an eye out extra hard on the horizons, on the tree lines, or whatever.
Ryu is following closely behind Geldir, just probably keeping a close eye on him, not interacting too much with the rest of the group right now.
So you guys spend some time in this terrain. You see a lot of wide open fields of snow. The depth of the snow seems to change quite a bit. Every now and then you're walking and then your foot sinks in pretty deep and you have to reroute onto a different part of the terrain to make it not so deep and be able to move more freely. And you can see that these wide open fields of snow are seldom broken up by rock formations, maybe little mountains, ravines, things like that, off in the distance. And of course, you can see Mount Vanu on the horizon, which is the center of Nisserine and where the Arcanor is stored. And Geldir leads you for a while, and then he stops and he goes, wait, hold on. Where are we going? What's your guys' plan?
What do you mean we're following you?
Right, I mean, I don't necessarily know where the Drake is. What you want to do? You want to set a trap? You want to try and track the bugger? I mean, what are we doing here?
What do drakes like to eat?
Well, hippogriffs. Your guys already kind of blew that one.
What about humans? Seems like one we got right here, and I'll look at Geldir.
I'll draw my sword.
That's a mighty fine idea, Waltz.
I'm sure a drake would actually love to eat a nice little human like yourself.
Oh,
Let's
yeah?
take care of this now then, shall we?
What the?
Oh, I'm just kidding.
No. Hey,
Let's slow down, Ryu.
what's going into
We
this
wouldn't
one
kill
here?
you.
Right, well,
I'm just tired of how slow this mission's been going so far. Seems we could speed things up with bait.
Geldir, I thought you knew where you were going.
right, well, I got you guys to Pagos. I don't really frequent this region per se.
Well then, you tell us what you know. Otherwise, it appears you've exhausted your usefulness.
Okay, I know where we're going. Come on. And he turns around and starts walking.
Can I do a sense motive check? 'Cause
Absolutely.
I don't trust.
I'm going to do a
sudden
secret check this
change.
time.
Well, we know you're doing it. You told us you're doing it, so it's not so secret.
Can you tell me your sense motive modifier?
It's a +4.
All right, I will roll it for you. You feel like he did come up with an idea and is leading you somewhere.
Where are we going?
I mean, we're going to go attract a Drake. Isn't that the whole goal of this?
Is it better than the bait idea?
I mean, we're already bait, mate. Especially if we stay out here too long. See, the thing is, you don't want to fight the Drake out in the open, see? we'll be sitting ducks. We need cover, otherwise that breath weapon will tear us to shreds. So we need to find somewhere a little more strategic. What do you say?
Yeah, it does make sense. I like where your head's at, Gilly.
Right, thanks, Waltz. For once, you said something smart.
Yeah, even a broken clock's right twice a day, so I get lucky every now and then.
Fine. And I throw my sheath in its. I throw my sword in its sheath. But I'm
You throw
considering
your sheath
chopping.
at its sword, and everything becomes inverted, and the universe flips upside down. Yeah.
Yeah. I throw my sword in its sheath, and I say, but cutting you up is a strong option B.
All right, I was already scared of this one, but he's getting a little bit more aggressive. If you guys could rein your friend in, please.
Yeah, Gilly, honestly, the bait idea, I was kind of joking, but I don't think some of these other guys were, so maybe you cool it with some of the jokes.
All right.
I'll slow down so that Ryu catches up with me, that we can talk at a quieter volume.
Okay, so Galdir proceeds, and you guys are moving again, so you can kind of work your way back in the formation and start talking to Ryu.
Ryu,
Jules,
it appears you aren't quite yourself.
what do you mean?
Tell me what you're feeling.
I feel the same.
Clearly, you have changed. The moment you stepped into this snowy climate, your demeanor has drastically altered. What did you feel when you stepped in?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You must know.
Describe to me. I'm beginning to become frustrated.
Never mind, just try to stay calm.
Save your senseless conversations for someone else's ears.
I'll flip him off because I know he can't see it.
We should have more of that. We should be doing that more.
Sense this aura, jerk.
Okay, so,
I'll walk back up to where I was then.
all right.
I'll slowly drop back to the back again, because I feel like I was just talking to Gilly at the front, so kind of re-establishing maybe the positions we were just once in.
All right. So, Dax and Ryu, not to pick on you guys, but you're from scorching hot locations, and
Yes.
ever since you got here, you've been in a summery region, so you really haven't experienced new climates very much. This would be minor cold. So, in Pathfinder, there is something called environmental damage, and for you guys, until you've spent more time in these regions, I'm going to treat it for you guys like you're in a region one tier colder than the rest. So everyone else here is cold, but they can be accustomed to it. But for you guys, it's definitely a greater test. So you're going to occasionally experience some minor cold damage. And
Okay.
I'm sorry, but there's not too much you can do about it. But once you spend some time here, you'll get a little bit more accustomed to it. So I'm going to roll that up for you guys. And you've taken 3 cold damage. So a few hours have gone by, and maybe you're starting to shiver in your coats and be a little aggravated by this temperature.
God, this cold is unbearable.
You could say that again. And Ryu looks down to his bare feet and sandals.
Oh, man. You guys were not prepared for
Waltz,
this.
Jules, how are you guys doing this?
Well, I can't speak for Waltz, but I've spent plenty of time in the depths of the oceans. It gets quite cold down there.
Yeah, where I'm from, we have seasons, so it kind of cycles through, and every now and then kind of gets to a point similar to this, at least for a little bit. So I guess I'm somewhat used to it.
Fine, then give me your coat.
Yeah, sure. And I'll give Ryu my coat for a little bit.
And I throw it on over my shoulders. Can I have my 3 health back?
Can I exchange this extra coat for 3?
Yeah, Waltz had the coat of healing. You guys can just put it on every now and then and get 3 more hit points. That's great. All
How
right,
convenient.
Waltz, you give him your coat for a while, and then you start getting very cold. Your teeth are chattering, and you are going to take 3 cold damage as well.
Okay, I'll give Waltz my coat.
No, you do not.
What are we doing here?
Damage.
What are we doing?
All right, I will, I guess, leave Ryu with the coat for a while, but I am still injured from that fight pretty good. Hey, Dex, looks like I still got some cuts from that fight. You got anything that you could do to help me out?
Yeah, I probably got something for you. And I'll pull out my notebook and my small healer's tools kit, and I'll make a medicine check.
All right.
That is a 12.
Okay, so just so the listeners know, there is a table that says the checks that he would have to beat in most instances, and typically you'd have to hit 15, but it says I can adjust it for certain occasions. And this time, I'm going to rule that Walt has pretty simple wounds. So basically, he was constricted, so he's going to have a lot of bruising. So Dax, right away, you're like, oh, that's an easy one. He has a lot of bruising, so you know you can make a small incision and do some bloodletting to let the swelling go down and maybe give him some relief. But obviously wouldn't. And I'm not a doctor, by the way, so if you have any bruised
for
friends,
legal
you want to go?
reasons, this is not medical advice.
This is not medical advice. But that seemed good enough for me. I've seen Rocky, his eyes are all, he's like, just cut his eyes open, he'll be fine. So yeah, give it a shot, man.
So gross.
Roll up your healing.
That is 7 hit points.
Oh, wow. That feels a lot better, Dax. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, you bet.
All right. I'm going to drop back again. Everything okay up there?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. I'm gonna keep an eye on Reed, too. He's, we got a lot going on here, don't we?
Yeah, it's a little concerning, right?
Yeah, I think there's a pretty good chance he kills Geldir here pretty soon.
Wouldn't be the worst thing.
You see Ryu just staring daggers at Geldir's aura in front of him.
I'll angle Ryu's eyes actually at Geldir. I'm just kidding. Okay, I'll fall back in the formation, keep going where Geldir's leading us, I guess.
Do you ask for your coat back from Rio?
No, I'm going to let him keep it so he doesn't take damage.
Oh, this is so adorable, dude.
Yeah.
And he's not even going to appreciate it because he's just being a jerk right now.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, you're not getting that back unless you ask for it.
All right, so you guys walk for a few more hours. The sun is starting to get low, and Geldir stops on a little hill and looks down into a canyon and points, and he goes, "How about that, mate? Can find a little shelter for the night, get out of the wind, start up a little fire, get real cozy. Any drakes show up? Well, they'll have to enter the canyon. Sound pretty good, right?"
Can I do a roll to see if he's trying to deceive us?
A sense
did he-
motive?
Yeah. Or did he have to do, if that was trying to deceive us, did he have to do a roll? And did you do that roll? Are you playing fair?
I can do whatever I want, you idiot. No, I'm sure.
Yeah, shut up.
This is my god complex. Yeah, you can roll a sense motive.
I'll do that.
In fact, I'll roll a sense motive for you because I'm enjoying the fact that you don't know what Geldir's up to.
Yeah, because I'm suspicious that maybe he's leading us to the dragon's lair or the drake's lair, and the drake just isn't there.
Okay. What's your sense motive modifier?
+0. So I just roll against him, or you're making that roll, right?
I already made the roll for you, yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, +0.
So you look at him and study his facial expressions, look at the cannon he's gesturing towards, and you don't really have a good read on him. You don't feel strongly one way or the other, and then as you think about it, you're like, well, what he's saying does make sense. We definitely don't want to be in the wind, and if we are in the open and a drake shows up, we have no options on what to do. So
Right.
It's almost like maybe the logic of it overpowers your uncertainty. I'll leave that up to you, but you don't really have a good read on him.
All right, yeah, no, that sounds like a good idea, Geldir. Let's go down there and get some warmth, eh?
All right. And he starts heading down towards the canyon. Does everyone else follow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take one more look around to see if I see any, body of water.
I won't even have you roll a perception for that because it's snow, man. There's
Okay.
not water.
All right. Then, yeah, I'll head down.
I'll follow as well.
You're basically, your whole body is chapped lips, so Waltz will have to do his thing,
Yeah. Yeah. We could just melt some water, a big tub of it.
Yeah, you could get some fire and do that. Take a nice little jacuzzi. Jacuzzi. Yeah, we had Rio hanging out on the beach, dipping his toes in water. You take a nice little jacuzzi, Great. So you guys work your way down towards this canyon. You descend a hill. You descend down a
It's a
decline.
I was going to say, is it a declining hill?
Yes,
That is a callback.
that is a callback. Yep. Maybe the listeners that don't listen to every episode 50 times like we do are like, I
Right.
don't know what you're talking about.
The person that
But
started
anyway.
on episode 2.
Yeah, or the guy who started on episode 2. So you reach the mouth of this canyon. Geldir guides you in, and he goes, "We'll want to get a ways in there, equal distance to both the entrance and the exit, right? Sound good? Then we can hunker down for the night."
Fine. Ryu throws his extra coat on the floor.
I'll pick
No,
my
not
coat
yet.
back up.
No, wait, all right.
Oh,
This
where are
guy's-
we?
Yeah. I know you're short-tempered, mate, but maybe have a little bit longer attention span. I was explaining everything. So you guys continue walking for a while. So this canyon is by no means flat. It's slightly uneven terrain. Sometimes you have to walk on a thinner path to avoid deeper snow, step over rocks.
Hey, watch your step, Waltz.
Yeah, thanks. Might roll an ankle out here. Ryu, make sure you're careful. You can't see most of this stuff. You mean to
I
carry you,
trip.
Ryu?
Play it off. I don't need your help.
All right. I guess I'll take my jacket back that you threw on the ground, though.
I was getting hot.
Yeah.
So as he says, watch your step, everyone who is trained in survival, can you roll me a survival check?
19.
And-
Is anyone else trained?
I don't think so.
Nope.
Dax, so you see Geldir walking. He is in the front, and he is about to step somewhere that may disturb some hanging snow from a ledge above. You have a chance to warn him if you want. Otherwise, you can let him roll with it.
I'm just going to go gut reaction. I'm not going to warn him.
All right. So he's walking, and he goes, "Can you guys stop bickering about your And then he steps somewhere, and then you hear a bunch of snow slide above him, and then rain down and fall and land on top of him and bury him underneath snow and just cut him off mid-sentence.
Where's Geldir's aura?
Ah, crap. And then I'll just kind of jog up to where he's at and start digging.
Yeah, I'd imagine Jules, more so out of just reaction to this suddenly happening, would kind of run up and start digging as well. Not really think much about it.
Yeah, I'll help dig him out.
What does Ryu do?
I'll stand there and maybe just kick at some of the snow on the ground.
You're kicking it like onto the progress that they're making, digging him out.
Stupid snow. It's so cold. Getting in my sandals and between my toes.
Ryu, what you're doing right now is counterproductive. We're taking the snow off of that little pile.
Yeah,
there.
it's my fault he covered himself in snow.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying don't undo what we're doing by kicking the same snow back onto the pile we're removing.
Maybe
it
you
from.
should be giving me some direction as to where I should be
Guys,
kicking this.
guys, just dig.
I turn around and just start kicking the opposite direction.
All right, there you go. Thank you, Ryu.
I didn't do it for you.
So you dig out the snow, you quickly see Geldir, and you start pulling him out, I'm assuming?
Yep. Geldir, you got to be more careful than that, man.
He's shivering like, come on. He stands up and he's dusting all the snow off, and you can tell he looks very embarrassed and looks at all of you that were standing there with concern on your face, I'm assuming, at least a little bit, and looks back and sees Ryu obviously just staring at him.
Still kicking snow.
You can tell he thinks for a moment and he goes, could have happened to anyone. You're lucky I'm leading the way. And he angrily kicks all the snow that fell on him. He's trying to dig it out of the way so that you guys can progress.
Keep your eyes peeled, guys, I guess. Starting to think this environment might even be more harsh than Dracus at this point.
Yeah, speaking of which, Jules, how you doing over there?
Am I doing all right, Zach?
Yeah, you're doing just fine, man.
The DM says I'm just fine, man.
Just fine, man.
I can much say
It
I'd
sounded like
rather be
Austin
kicking
Powers there. I kind of liked it. It's groovy, man.
I can say I'd much rather be kicking sand on Desolus than snow here. And I give the snow one last angry kick.
It's like toddler-like. I love it.
Yes, he's throwing a temper tantrum.
Just mad at the snow.
Seriously.
I'd rather be kicking sand.
I take out my sword and start hacking at the snow. Just
Calm
kidding.
down.
So Geldir leads you more. You see him cross his arms and trying to warm himself up. He's clearly shivering. You can see little icicles on him from the snow getting him. He's like, all right, I think we've moved long enough. Sun's going down. We're going to have to get a fire going. And he steps down the ravine and kind of gets into the center of the canyon. And he's shivering. He goes, any of you good with fires? Come on, let's get this going.
Oh, yeah, I can make a fire here. And I'll start to look around for a little bit of kindling. Do we have anything like a traveler's pack or like
Yeah, you guys
flint,
would have your
tinder?
starting gear. I'm assuming you'd have little
Yeah,
things
I
like
for
that.
sure have flint and steel.
Okay, cool. I'll have to figure out on how to do that later. But yeah, I guess we'll just start making a fire.
Yeah, so Geldir's not helping. You can tell he's just really concerned with warming himself up, getting doused in snow like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'll kind of break off a little bit from the group, not too far. I mean, within eyesight, but start, pulling branches off of tree, like twigs and stuff, breaking up some wood and putting it in a pile, arranging rocks in a circle. And Jules, you got a flint and steel or something? We can start this fire.
Yes, I believe I do. One moment. And I'll dig in my pack and grab them and hand them to Dax.
Yeah, I'll start creating sparks, trying to get this kindling going.
All right, so you spend some time working on it. Every now and then the breeze comes and snuffs it out, ruins your progress, but eventually you get it, spark a nice little fire, and Geldir instantly goes up very close to it, and he's rubbing his shoulders. He's like, good job, mate. And he's warming himself up.
Hey, you bet. Trying to get those brownie points.
I guess I'll ask Geldir. Hey, Gelly, what's Sindor's motive? Seems like he wants to eradicate a lot of people or encourage their death, but what does he get out of all this?
I don't really know, mate. I mean, as far as I know, it's just a Drake trade, all right? Nothing too crazy. Smuggling of sorts. Keeps
What do you
rubbing his
mean?
arms. Well, male drakes are rare, you see, and, I don't know, female drakes, they lay eggs. All on their own, but I guess to hatch or something, they need a male's breath weapon to ignite the magic in it. So, I guess Sindor, he smuggles drake eggs back here and uses the males to spark them with the magic of sorts, funnels them back to people off Nisserine. I don't know. Seems highly profitable. Why does anybody do anything for gold, I guess?
I just don't see the correlation between that and the people of Keldora leading themselves to their own death.
Well, I mean, I don't know. It just sounds like a riddle, I guess. Maybe you could figure something out on your own for once. Doing it for gold, mate. Who cares? Shivering, rubbing his arms.
But you don't think that also includes you and your death?
Well, you saw what he said to me. Might as well be part of Digsby's crew, in his eyes.
Would that be so bad? Are there not things worth more than gold?
Boom. Got him.
2 gold.
No, he says, not in my experience, mate. Keeps rubbing his arms.
So say you have all the gold in the world, Geldir. What are you going to buy?
Freedom.
You think you're ever really free as long as that guy is alive?
I think Sindor has some pretty big fish to fry, and one little Drake Knight scampering away isn't worth his time. I'm just trying to get out of this.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I'll look at Dax. Dax, I'm afraid it's been quite some time since I was last in the water. Is there anything you can do for my skin? It is a bit chapped.
There's plenty of snow around here. We could probably melt some water if that would help. But I'm afraid I can't do a whole lot other than treating wounds.
That's all right. That would take some time. We need to rest. Thank you, though.
Hey, you bet. And Dax will start tying some cloth around his thigh where the Leshy got him, and just tending to some of his other, bumps and bruises and stuff before performing battle medicine on himself.
Ryu, can you roll me a perception check?
23. I feel like
Great.
I roll a lot of 23s.
Yeah, it does come up a lot. So Waltz has been talking to Geldir, Dax, and Jules are talking to each other, and you're sitting there annoyed by all of them, and suddenly you feel a little ping in your thought sense of something behind you and above you.
That's all I get out of it, is there's something there. Well, I can't turn to look at it and gather more information, probably, right?
Unfortunately, that seems to be the situation we have created, yes.
Something behind us. Well, me, specifically.
I'll look.
Yeah.
I'll also look.
So you all turn, and up on a ledge, you see a pair of glowing, icy blue eyes and little fingers up over a boulder, kind of peering at you, a little timid. And the creature's eyes retract beneath the boulder, and it tucks itself away.
Show yourself so I can kill you. Or don't show yourself and I'll kill you.
Whoa. Geldir, you know what that was?
No, mate.
Now, Ryu, we don't know if they're necessarily hostile or anything.
So far, anything in Pagos has only tried to hurt me, and all I've met was the snow.
The eyes return back up over the rock, and it's peering at you. You see a pair of big, wide, horizontal ears sticking out, narrow, blue, glowing eyes with a little shimmer in them, and a long, sharp, pointy nose, and then a pair of wings open up a little bit behind the rock, and the creature stands up a little bit and says, who are you?
Oh, we're just a couple of people from Karos. Have you heard of it?
No. Is Karos Pagos?
No, it's a ways away from Pagos. We actually just got here. We're looking for that drake that's around here. Have you seen it?
The eyes look up. Looks like it's thinking. It holds its chin. Yeah, I've seen the drake.
Yeah, is there any way you could maybe...
Forgast, right? Forgast?
Yeah, that's the one. Any way you could point us in the right direction?
It hops off the ledge, opens its wings, and glides down and lands by your fire and starts digging through your packs. Food. Digging, throwing pots and whatever little canteens and things you have looking.
Stop.
Hey, quit throwing things. We got
I draw my sword.
I got some rations. Yeah,
Stand down, bud.
We are not your food.
No food. Eat food. Digging through your pack.
I'll get some rations and out of my pack and hand them to him.
It takes them and just snarfs them down instantly, like into its mouth, and then it sticks its hands back out.
I'll grab an apple from my little pack and hand it to him.
Why are you all feeding the thing?
Well, with any luck, maybe this thing could replace our buddy Gelly here, huh?
That would be amusing.
Then we really could use you as bait, Geldir.
He takes the apple out of your hand very swiftly, takes a bite, a very slow bite. It drips the apple juices down its little sharp chin, and it goes, very, very good. Eats the whole thing, core and all, eats the stem, and then kind of hops in place. He goes, yum, very good, very good. More.
You're an energetic little fella.
I'll kneel down to him and I'll say, listen, friend, look, my friends and I mean you no harm. That apple's delicious, yes?
Yes, very good. And his wings open up all the way and then retract back in.
Well, there's more where that came from, but we need you to help us as well.
Help how?
Could you lead us to the drake?
Why?
We wish to observe it.
Its brow furrows and it squints at you, and it stands up all the way and leans in and looks you right in the eyes. Why?
See,
What's it to you, creature? We've given you your food. Now tell us where the drake is. Forgast.
Why?
What's your name? Do you have a name?
Yeah? It's
My
Clyde.
name's Jules.
like jewel? Like diamond?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Hey, Clag, so that drake that's here, the thing with it is it gives a lot of power to this guy named Sindor. You know who Sindor is?
Father.
Sindor's, he's your father.
Sindor. Father. Nisserine.
Yeah.
Pagos.
And I'll just look to everybody
No
else.
Pagos. Before Sindor. Yes?
I
Yeah.
think that's true. That does seem to be the case.
What if I told you that father wanted everybody dead, including you? But we don't
No,
want that
what?
to happen.
Me? Points at himself.
Yeah.
Looks very confused. Why?
Yeah, I don't know. We would have to ask him. But the fact of the matter is, he's kind of a bad guy. And this drake that we're chasing after actually powers him. If we get the opportunity to take out this drake, then maybe we could save your life and the people of Pagos.
So, Pagos in danger?
Pagos is in a lot of danger, and we don't want Pagos to be in danger.
No, we want to save Pagos.
I feel like we're kind of friends there, Clag.
Save Pagos. Friends? Points at you guys.
Yeah, friends.
Dax will stick out his hand for a handshake, not sure if
He
he knows what
lurches back at first and then studies your hand and slowly reaches his hand to you and gives this very awkward shake. Like he doesn't grip it like a normal person would. He just kind of puts his fingers in there and moves them a little.
My name's Dax. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Red ball, food.
Oh, you want
Another apple, Walt?
Another apple. Yeah.
Apple.
And I'll hand him another apple. And
Takes
I'm
it.
Waltz, by the way, as I hand him another
Waltz.
apple.
Waltz the apple man. Eats the whole apple in one bite.
I would like to take a second to observe Geldir, just to monitor, like just to check his facial expression, his demeanor.
Geldir's standing off to the side with his hands on his hips and his head tilted down with like one eyebrow up, kind of like, what is going on right now? Trying to get a feel for it.
Clag, these apples that you've just discovered, they're one of so many good things in this world. The man that gives us these apples, your father, Sindor, well, he got him killed.
Why?
I wish I had a good reason, but there are none.
No reason?
No good reason.
Why?
Well, I don't think we know, but the point is that man was our friend, and you're our friend now, too, and we don't want the same thing to happen to you.
Thank you.
Yes, there's so much in this world worth saving. This world and beyond. If we don't do something about Sindor, all of that will cease to exist. Will you help us?
Take to Drake?
Yes.
To observe Drake.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you, Clag, because you're my friend. Our goal is going to be to take the Drake out.
Take the Drake out where?
From this world to the next.
Other
Ryu
planets?
gestures to his sword and kind of shakes it.
Ooh. Oh, stab.
Yeah.
We
Stab.
plan on killing the Drake.
Kill.
While we're observing it.
Observe killing Drake. Clag take friends with apples to Drake. Friends kill Drake. Save Pagos.
Exactly.
You've got it, Clag.
Okay, let's go.
All right.
Okay.
He hops up and
Wonderful.
starts to glide above you, very excited, doing little twists and turns. Let's go. Go now.
Okay, Clag, hold on. We, had a long journey here, and we could really use a little bit of rest before we go to that Drake. You want to...
No. Drake, sleep. Surprise. Come. Now.
I'll look to the rest of the group.
Gosh, dang
Careful, I
it.
think he's plotting something. Can I sense motive on this creature?
Sure, yeah. I'm also going to give you a -2 circumstance penalty because you're blind.
Well, in that case, I got a 10.
Nice. He just sounds very excited and very urgent, and he wants to lead you to this.
I can't tell his intentions. That angers me.
Hey, Clag, buddy, we understand that the Drake is sleeping right now, but we also desperately need some rest.
Then, no deal. Sorry. Too risky. Go for Drake in day. Clag, no part.
What if we wait till tomorrow night? What if we find where he is during the day, observe him, formulate a plan, and then we attack tomorrow night?
We don't have time to wait that long.
Waltz, I don't know that I'm gonna survive that long out here.
I say we go now.
Well, all right. If that's what you guys think, I'm with you.
You're looking kind of rough. I can patch you up a little bit if that'd make you feel better about this.
I'll be all right, Dax. Let's go find this Drake. Oh, and by the way, Jules, come here real quick. I'll see if I can help you out a little bit. And I'll lay a hand on him and try and channel any healing into his body from any wounds from the previous fight, from the climate, from how dry he is, things like that.
Okay.
And I think that's 6 hit points for you, Julesy.
Yep. Well, maybe now that you've leveled up, is it more?
No, it still says 6, which is kind of weird.
So yeah, you place your hands on Jules, and that subtle glow appears, and a lot of his cuts and scars and some of his dried outness, I suppose, starts to heal up a bit.
Yeah, maybe I kind of channel like the moisture in the air to kind of rehydrate some of his skin. I don't know.
Sure. Yeah.
Thank you, Walt. I'm feeling much better. Are you sure you're okay?
Yeah, I'll be fine. I've been through worse. This is probably the third Drake I'll see in about the last week, so I guess I'm getting used to seeing these things.
I'll chuckle a little bit and I'll put my hand on his shoulder and thank you.
Oh, of course.
All right. So he's doing excited little loop-de-loops in the air, and he goes, this way. He keeps hopping from ledge to ledge. And do you guys start to follow him?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Geldir goes, I think you trusted that little bugger faster than you guys trusted me.
Yeah, it's not
I'm not
very hard to
convinced
do.
I trust you yet.
Plus, he didn't try to kill us.
Dax, Geldir shifts you a little glance, looks a little unsure of himself, looks like he's thinking, and then looks ahead. So you guys follow Clag through the canyon. Clag lands off in the distance, turns around and holds up his finger, goes, shh, quiet. In canyon. Canyon. Echo. Shh.
Watch out for falling snow.
Dax will nod at Clag.
And then keeps flying. He lands a little bit and looks back and says, we exit canyon. Go out of canyon. Further. Cross field. Rocks. Boulders. Forgast. Sleep. This way. And starts flying some more.
To Jules, I'll say, I'll whisper, Geldy's right. We did kind of trust this thing quickly, didn't we?
Perhaps. But if it leads us to the Drake, I suppose it doesn't really matter.
I suppose so.
So you're still in the canyon and you see Clag land on a little rock and turn around. He kind of flew a bit further ahead than he had been and lands and turns to wait for you guys. Can you all roll me a perception check?
Uh-oh. I don't like that.
Oh, nat 20
Nice.
for the
Nice.
blind guy.
Do we even need to roll?
I got an 18.
22.
14.
Okay, so the rest of you are walking, just looking at Clag. He's gesturing towards you. Ryu, you sense a familiar energy in the air, reminiscent to the rune that you sensed on the tree up ahead, and it feels like it's just floating through the air ahead of you.
I sense Sindar's aura present ahead of us. Can't say whether it's him or just similar energy.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Where at, Ryu? Can you point in a general direction?
I close my eyes and kind of put my hand out to where I sense the aura.
I'll look wherever he's kind of directing. And what do I see, GM Zach Ernesti?
You see nothing. You don't see anything.
Nothing.
He's pointing into nothing.
Like just darkness?
Just normal illumination of the moonlight in the canyon. Clag is gesturing, come on, go. Forgast, out of canyon, sleep.
What do you think, Geldir? You think this thing's taking us the right way?
Like I said, mate.
Asking the DM, sort of.
I was like,
He goes,
Loophole.
like I said, mate, I don't quite know where the Drake is. I mean, is this thing giving you a good vibe? It only looks like a freaking bat.
Yeah, even so, I think I trust it a little bit more than I trust you. But, I mean, I've said we're friends multiple times, and you've never really reciprocated that, so it's just...
Sometimes you pick odd moments to have odd conversations.
Well, I'm just saying, are we, we're friends, aren't we, Gelly? You wouldn't lie to us or anything, right?
No.
Of course not, and I'll just pat my hand on his shoulder.
He looked tense right before you did that, and then stays behind as you step forward.
Come on, Gelly. I'll kind of push him ahead and have him guide us, or at least go in front of me.
Guys, let's be careful. If I wasn't already sneaking, I will start kind of moving a little slower but stealthier.
After you, buddy, and I'll, keep guiding Geldir in front of us to lead the way.
Do you push Geldir in front?
Yeah.
He stops and looks back at you guys and says, you're the ones who trusted him while you're pushing
Yeah,
me.
and we brought you along as our guide, so, hate to say you're outnumbered here, but you're gonna walk first, buddy.
let's get this over with. And Rio'll just start walking and
Like past him?
yeah.
Okay. Do you guys all follow Ryu and just let him be in front, or are you just going to watch what Ryu does?
I'm still going to kind of try and get Geldir to walk in front of me so I can keep an eye on him.
Okay. So you're maybe pushing him a little bit ahead of you. Ryu is in front. What is Jules and Dax doing?
I'll say that I following Ryu, walked past Geldir, maybe give him a look as I walk by him, but I'll be following Ryu.
Yeah, conflicted because he was going to try to sneak, and then having Ryu walk past. Dax is pretty set on being an effective scout for the group, so he is going to kind of scurry up to where Ryu is and at least match pace. He's not going to try to outpace him, but at least match pace, and he's like hardly even looking forward. He's more so simply focused on the flanks, making sure we're not getting, or, trying to keep an eye out for an ambush or something, because the vibes are off.
Great.
Yeah.
Following Ryu, who is walking towards this aura he's sensing, you're sort of passing like large boulders that are obstructing the canyon pass as you're going, weaving through them, trying to make it towards Clag, who is perched up on another boulder. Ryu, you're quickly approaching this aura. It's within 10 feet of you now.
I'll pause for a moment. It's just ahead here.
So you guys look and see nothing.
Can I look just straight up in the air, see if I see anything in the air?
Yeah, you see nothing.
Ryu, I can't see anything.
I'll close my eyes. I'll reach out my hand in front of me again and cast Detect Magic. Try and get a sense of this aura that I'm feeling and try to understand it.
Why do you think Ryu bothers closing his eyes, Jules?
I honestly don't know.
So when you cast it, you can tell there is deliberately magic that has been cast directly in front of you.
There's some magical presence here. I can't tell if it's potentially tampering from Sindor himself or something else entirely.
All right, let's stay vigilant.
Ryu will take steps towards it.
Hey,
Okay.
Ryu, hold on a sec. Geldir, why don't you go check this out?
He looks at all of you and looks around. You can see him checking all of your eyes to see if you agree with him.
I think just out of pure, morbid curiosity, Ryu is aware that he's apparently the only one sensing this magic, this aura here, and more just wants to know for himself what this is and his potential connection to whatever is going on, and just start taking steps towards this aura.
So right as he steps, Waltz, you see Geldir exhale and Ryu steps into the aura, and then you see a bunch of specks of light where he just stepped flash green and then fall to the ground and disappear. And then you start to hear some kind of swirling motion behind you, and you turn around, and on one of the rocks you just passed, you see a portal start to form, and you can see beyond it into something dark, and then you hear a grumble, and two eyes turn and open with a flash of blue light, and a growl, and wings open up and then lurch towards the portal. And that is where we'll end our session.
What could it be?
Crap.
I don't know, dude.
I think
Is it Klug?
I don't.
Clag.
Is it Klug? Who knows? Because you
His
guys
brother.
should shut up. Because we're going to talk about it in the downtime, which is for patrons,
Okay.
where we react to every single episode and break it down as both players and characters. So yeah, thank you for joining us. And I just want to thank Joel for all of his editing. He does a tremendous job. We make a ton of mistakes and he cleans it up. And Joel, I love you. And I want to thank Taryn.
Call me the
just- I
maid.
just-
I just clean it up.
He just cleans it up. And I want to thank Taryn for all of his awesome sound design, which I'm sure he's going to do with that cool swirling portal and the growling, all that stuff. That's all Taryn. Thank you, Taryn. You really enhance the experience, bring this story to life. And I want to thank Adam for all of his awesome artwork, all of those amazing character portraits, our logo, our banners, all that social media stuff. He's just been killing it. Thank you, Adam. And I want to thank Ryan for all of his awesome music, what he's done to make Sindor seem extra cool instead of just me talking in a weird voice. That's all Ryan. Thank you, Ryan. You go above and beyond. I really appreciate it. And thank you, listener.
Thanks, y'all.
and we will see you later, mortals. Smuggling of sorts. Keeps
What do you
rubbing his
mean?
arms. Well, one moment. Dang it, I had it on a different dock.
Gosh darn it, Zach.
It's on a different dock.
I wonder if there's a way to make docs with like multiple tabs and stuff like Excel sheets.
Yeah, you probably can. Or I could use OneNote like a cool person.
I call it peering.
Why?
I just like peers better than docs.
Boo.
Ryan's losing his funny. You were a lot funnier an hour ago.